All right, welcome to Word Problem Party. In this video lesson, we are going to be focusing on practicing more of those word problems that you saw in lesson 2.5 on Zearn. I think that these warrant some more practice. I'm going to go through 6 of these problems with you and give you an opportunity to try them yourself before I show you how to solve them. The directions ask you to use tape diagrams. If tape diagrams are not something you are comfortable with, I am more than okay with you not using tape diagrams. If tape diagrams are something you'd like to use, please go ahead and use them. Whatever works for you. All right, so here's the first one that we're going to look at. It says the potatoes Beth bought weighed 3 kilograms, 420 grams. Her onions weighed 1,050 grams less than the potatoes. How much did the potatoes and onions weigh together? Read it over, take it slow, and go ahead and try this problem on your own. All right, so here's what I'm noticing. It tells us that the potatoes weigh 3 kilograms and 420 grams. The onions weigh 1,050 grams less than the potatoes. Less means we're going to be subtracting. They want to know how much the potatoes and the onions weigh together. So this together means that at some point we're going to add. So we know we need to subtract and we know we need to add at some point. So let's go ahead, and I like to just label everything out of my values and how I'm going to solve it. So the potatoes we know are 3 kilograms, 420 grams. The onions are the potatoes minus 1,050 grams. So potatoes minus 1,050 grams. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change this into grams so that I can easily subtract. So I'm going to take 3,420 grams and I'm going to take away 1,050 grams. 0, 3, 12, 3, 2,370 grams. All right, so we know that the onions are 2,370 grams. But we want to know the total of the onions and the potatoes. So that means I'm going to add 2,370 grams plus 3,420 grams. Gives me 5,790 grams. Now I want to write this in simplest form. So I'm going to say 5 kilograms, 790 grams. Either answer is acceptable, but this would be the simplest form. And when I say simplest form, I mean using the biggest units possible. All right, let's go ahead and try this next one. Adele let out 18 meters, 46 centimeters of string to fly her kite. She then let out 13 meters, 78 centimeters more before reeling back in 590 centimeters. That reeling back in means she's taking some string away. How long was her string after reeling it in? Read through it, figure out what steps you need to take, and try it on your own. All right, so Adele let out 18 meters, 46 centimeters of string to fly her kite. So we know this is what we're starting with, okay? Then she's letting out 13 meters, 78 centimeters more. So that's an indicator of adding before reeling back 590 centimeters. So this is an indicator that we are subtracting. How long was her string after reeling it in? So it looks like we're definitely going to add, and then we're going to subtract at some point. All right, so with a problem like this, where it's kind of like a series of steps that happened, I like to solve the problem one step at a time as if it had actually happened. So I'm going to take her steps. So she starts with 18 meters, 46 centimeters. Okay, and I'm going to change all this into centimeters just to make it easier to solve. Okay, so 1,846 centimeters. And then she's going to let out 13 meters, 78 centimeters more. Okay, so that means she's adding 1,378. Okay, so I'm going to add this. Let's get this. Let's see, that's 12. All right, 3,234 centimeters is what she's got right now. Then she's reeling back, so she's subtracting 590. So subtract 590 centimeters. 4 take away 0. $2,644 centimeters. See, did I solve this right? Just want to make sure. That should have been a 12. Sorry about that. So 2,634 centimeters. All right, so that's the last thing she did. So that means 2,634 centimeters is our answer. Now, if I'm going to write that in simplest form, I'm going to say 26 meters, 34 centimeters. Either answer is correct. All right, let's look at this third one. Cheyenne's barrel contains 6 liters, 775 milliliters of paint. She poured in 1 liter, 118 milliliters more. The first day, Cheyenne used 2 liters, 125 milliliters of the paint. At the end of the second day, there were 1,769 milliliters of paint remaining in the barrel. How much paint did Cheyenne use on the second day? Take it one step at a time and go ahead and solve that on your own. All right, so her paint bucket started out with 6 liters, 775 milliliters of paint. She's pouring in, that means she's adding 1 liter, 118 milliliters more. Another clue that she's adding. The first day she used, well, that means she's going to subtract it because she doesn't have any more. 2 liters and 125 milliliters. At the end of the second day, there were 1,769 milliliters of paint remaining. We want to know how much paint she used on the second day. All right, so this we might have to figure out later what we're going to have to do. All right, I'm sorry. Holly wants to be part of the video. Okay, so 6 liters, 775 milliliters. That's what she's starting off with. And I'm going to put this as all milliliters just because it's easier to add. And then I'm going to add what she poured in, that 1 liter. I am so sorry, kitty. Sorry, guys. You got a cat visitor. 1,118 of what she poured in. And that gives me 7,863.93 milliliters. All right. Then she's going to use 2,125 milliliters. Okay, we're going to subtract what she used. 13 take away 5 gives me 8. I apologize for all the cat sounds. 7, 5. All right, bye, Holly. And that leaves me with 5,768 milliliters. All right. Now, we know that at the end of the second day, there was 1,769 milliliters. All right, so this is what we started with on the first day. And then somehow we end up with 1,769 milliliters. Well, we need to know how much she used. So this is our mystery number. This is what we need to do to figure it out. This is what we need to figure out. Well, I know that I can go ahead and subtract my final number from the beginning number to find out what plus what gives me this number, showing me how much I used. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. And I get 3,999 as my final answer. Okay, milliliters, and I'm going to change that into largest units. So 3 liters, 999 milliliters.